This is crazy, but we just got some insane leaked images from Avengers Doomsday that not only confirm that one of the craziest theories about Avengers Doomsday is true, but it also reveals new characters that will be in the movie. Let's talk about all these leaks. So if you've been on the internet at all lately, you've probably seen a lot of people talking about the rumor that Tobey Maguire is going to have to fight against the X-Men in the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday because the X-Men are trying to kill him and pretty much get rid of his Earth because they think it's causing an incursion or something like that. And I mean, this theory has gotten so big, I'm almost convinced it's a marketing stunt from Disney, because we even have like Disney actors. Walker Scobell, who plays Percy Jackson in the TV show, was literally talking about this at D23, an official Disney convention, talking about a leaked scene. But now with these new leaked images we've got, it confirms that this scene is real, but going to be slightly different than we all thought. So let's get into this. Now, as always, I can't actually show the leaked images in this video or else Kevin Feige will nuke my account. But if you go over to my Twitter at VetsMovies, I will be reposting them there and I will describe them all in detail for you guys. The first one is of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. He has the suit on, but his mask is off, and he's very clearly like in an urgent situation standing right next to Wolverine, who is on the ground. Then the second leaked image we have is of Wolverine on the ground. It looks like it's almost the same shot but from a different angle, so you can actually see what he's doing, and you can see that he in fact does have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man pinned down on the ground. Now there is a third leak. This one I can't confirm if it's actually real or not. Different sources are saying different things on this third image, but the third one is literally just like Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds all just smiling and posing behind the scenes. You can just see the blue screen behind it, them wearing like their mocap suits and stuff. That one I feel like is just an AI generated one because of these other real leaks. People are now just throwing that one around. Main reason I don't believe the third leak, I'm not even going to repost it over my Twitter because like I said, I think it is fake, is because why on earth would Tobey Maguire, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackman just be posing for a picture behind the scenes that's taken in like 4K quality by a cast or crew member? How on earth would that get out? That's very different than like behind the scenes footage that gets out from like editing houses all the time. So this definitely makes it sound like the opening scene leaks are real. We are going to see Deadpool and Wolverine being sent or going on their own accord to Tobey Maguire's universe, having a huge fight with him because Tobey's obviously trying to stop them because Deadpool and Wolverine are trying to plant some like bomb or something and just blow up Tobey's world because they think it's going to like save an incursion or save their universe. And it's not just these leaks. We also have other images that leaked a long time ago, plus things in the trailer. Like you can see the shot of a destroyed city. If you look close, it kind of looks like this is Central Park in New York City. Likely Tobey Maguire's New York City absolutely destroyed. Ian McKellen literally had that slip up months ago where he was talking in an interview and he's like, oh yeah, on set of Avengers Doomsday, I destroyed New Jersey. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. And everybody just kind of swept that under the rug. But I feel like he was definitely talking about the New Jersey, like where Tobey Maguire Spider-Man lives. And honestly, I am super torn on how to feel about this scene because there's some ways it sounds amazing and others that make me absolutely hate it. The good parts about this scene is that A, it would be an absolutely epic opening scene to see like incursions happening, worlds on the brink of colliding, and the X-Men are like, yeah, we got to take matters into our own hands. Them fighting against Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I mean, that is something people have been wanting to see. I mean, a lot of people also wanted to see them team up since obviously Tobey's Spider-Man movies and the Fox X-Men films were coming out around the same time. A lot of people were thinking, oh, eventually we're going to get them in a shared universe, and it just never ended up happening. So getting to see them all finally in the same film is going to be great, but I am just worried that this is just going to feel a little cheap and just unearned of killing off Tobey's Spider-Man like this. And listen, if you know me, I am all for killing off characters. I think it should happen more in most franchises. I feel like we need to get rid of some of the plot armor, have actual stakes, people die sometimes, but I just feel like this movie might be doing a huge cop-out because it feels like they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to kill off Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Probably the Fox X-Men are all going to end up dying against Doctor Doom in this movie. Because I mean, we know we're literally getting a rebooted X-Men in 2 years. This has to be the last time we ever see the Fox X-Men again. But I feel like we're just trying to have like the emotional moments of Infinity War and Endgame, where in Infinity War, obviously you're seeing people like Spider-Man and Black Panther and all those disappear. People we're emotionally attached to. Endgame, you literally have Steve sent off and he grows old, and you have Iron Man and Black Widow dying. All characters we've been connected to for 20 years. I feel like the MCU knows now none of these new Avengers besides like Thor really have that much value to the audience if they actually get killed off and die. But I feel like the solution to that is not just bringing in these legacy characters that weren't even officially in the MCU until a couple years ago with all the multiversal nonsense that we've had going on, and killing these guys off to be like, oh yeah, look at, there are stakes. I feel like that's just going to be cheap. Like all these characters have really had their own endings before. Like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine has one of the best send-offs ever in Logan, and I know we keep doing this with new versions and multiversal versions of Wolverine. And obviously I could be so easily proven wrong, or maybe they'll give Tobey some amazing final standoff and it'll be like, you know what, this is fine. fine. We have closure on the character. Now this version is dead, and we can officially shut down the rumors of him ever coming back for a solo film. We're just going to focus on Tom Spider-Man officially now. And the same thing with the X-Men. Maybe it is just a good thing to kill them all off and be like, yep, we're never going to see them again. We're closing the multiverse. They're dead anyways. We're moving on to the next generation officially. But I feel like this is just a little bit of like going for shock value. But I also feel like Marvel's making a mistake by having the Fox X-Men do something this devastating and evil pretty much. Like, yeah, they'll have their justification. They're trying to save the multiverse. But I'm sorry, opening day in movie theaters, if a bunch of people that grew up with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man are sitting there and watching him get killed by the X-Men, nobody is going to feel any sympathy for these versions of the character, which again, maybe you're not supposed to in the movie, but I think Marvel needs to seriously remember that, yeah, the X-Men are very morally gray characters in their own movies in the Fox universe and the comics. They are not like your typical heroes, at least most of them aren't. But so far in the MCU, what we're going to see from the X-Men is Jean Grey, who pretty much controlled half of New York City, caused an insane amount of damage, took control of MJ, tried to throw her off a building. And honestly, she's not really redeemed at the end of the movie. Peter Parker just forgives her and tells her, oh yeah, it's okay at this point. But honestly, it really isn't. And I'm not saying, again, that she can't be redeemed. But so far, the X-Men are doing this. And then we're going to see like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Cyclops, even like Professor X maybe being a part of planning to kill Tobey Maguire. Now, obviously, again, if it is just Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, like we see in this leak, and maybe like Magneto, three characters that are villains or anti-heroes in the most part. I know Wolverine's more of a traditional hero, but still, I think with those three characters alone, you could let it slide. But I just think it's going to make a lot of people very unhappy, not even 5 minutes into sitting down in the theater, if this is really the opening scene of the movie, and then they have to watch the same Fox X-Men work with the Avengers to work with Doctor Doom, who I feel like we're already rooting for more so than the actual Avengers themselves in this movie. I think if there is a way to do this and have Tobey Maguire die in the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday, maybe you do have him have this epic fight against the X-Men, because at first he thinks they're coming to his universe just to randomly attack him, and they see him have a bomb. Then they fully explain what's happening with the multiverse, it's collapsing and everything, and then maybe you have Tobey Spider-Man be like, okay, you know what, I'll be the one, I'll take this bomb, I will stay behind with it in my universe and detonate it. But how on earth are you going to justify a character being like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to nuke my own world? And like I said, I'm not trying to be a crybaby because, oh, they're killing off characters from our childhood or anything. I do think we need to move on from Tobey Spider-Man, Andrew Spider-Man, the Fox X-Men for good. I just think, like I said, they need to remember that you're introducing a new era of the MCU that's entirely focusing on the mutants. I think it's already weird to just now be bringing the Fox X-Men into the MCU for Doomsday to presumably kill them off. Having them do something incredibly evil and then us seeing brand new versions of these characters is just going to be weird. Maybe the way they save this is that they have Tobey fend off the X-Men for as long as possible. They end up planting the bomb. It goes off on his universe, but he narrowly escapes when the X-Men are leaving this universe through some temp pad or whatever they're doing to travel in between universes. I think that could actually work. And then in Secret Wars, you give Tobey Maguire one final great standoff. He saves like Tom Holland Spider-Man or saves somebody as a sacrifice and dies like that. I just don't think you can have him go out like this. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. We also just got a leaked new trailer from Beyond the Spider-Verse that looks absolutely insane. If you want to hear all about that, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.